So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick the point. You'll notice that my snapshot does not have the line on it. That's because certain things, when I make these on the computer, it's sometimes a little bit hard to get lines in there. So I just printed it and then I hand drew it and then I made copies of it for you. So you guys have a line that goes through these 2 points. You have a point here and you have a point here. And then you, of course, have a line on your paper that goes through those. So my task for you is, can you write me the equation of the line? The first thing you always do as a courtesy is tell the person which point you're going to use, like you're calling your shot. So some of you might have used the point -2, 3, and some of you might have used the other point. In my case, the red point, which is 1, -2. If you use the purple one, you do have to find the slope, by the way, and we should all agree that the slope on this problem is negative, and it is 5/3. So -5/3. So if I use the purple point, I'm going to write y -3 equals -5/3 of x plus 2. Okay. If I use the red point, I'm going to write y plus 2 equals -5/3 of x minus 1. Do you have any questions on problem 1? That's going to be a really standard basic expectation for the next quiz, is show me that you can call your shot, like name the point, name the slope, and then do your thing, right? Question 2 is basically the same thing, only pretty much backwards. What I need from you in questions like this, though, first is to identify the point that the line goes through. So please name the point given to you by the equation. I never know how to phrase that, but the idea is this number tells me, and this number tells me that this line will go through the point -2 for the x and +1 for the y. You switch the signs. The opposite of +2 is -2, and then you switch the y to +1. Yeah, you asked this question earlier this week, and the idea is that we're trying to center things. We're trying to make things equal 0. We're creating balance. And so if you put, like where it says y minus 1, if you put a +1 in place of y, 1 minus 1 would balance to 0. And so that's why we changed the signs. Yep. So please do that first. Anytime I give you a problem like this, please write that down. Name the point for me. The slope, I don't need you really to name it because it is just seriously sitting right there. So what you do then is you just go and you make the graph. And so I'm going to go to the point -2, 1, and I'm going to make a point there. So left 2, up 1, make a dot. And then since the slope is -2/3, we all agree that we're just going to go down 2 and right 3. So you just from here go down 2, right 3, down 2, right 3. And then when you run out of room in that direction, you just go the other way. So you're going to go up 2 and back to the left 3, like this. And then you make a line. I'm not going to make the line just because I don't want to waste your time while I dilly-dally with the digital tools. But you would, of course, take a ruler and graph a nice line, nice little arrowheads on both sides. Okay. Any questions on 1 or 2? Mm-hmm.
If you change the sign, why is it still going negative?
Because the slope doesn't care about any of that, Tegan. The slope is -2/3. It's right here in the purple egg. And slope is like, if I'm negative, there's no talking me out of the way I'm going to look. Negative slopes go down. So, question number 3 is pretty standard fare. This is a problem that you might have struggled with, say, like a week ago, but now it's like, whatever. So we know how to do point slopes. So we go y minus that equals, and then the next thing we always put is the slope, which is right here, right there. And then we go x minus that. And since it's going to be a negative, then I just change my minus to a plus. That's it. And then question number 4, what do I have to do? Why is this even different from question 3?
Well, there's like.
That's exactly the answer. The only answer is because you have to find the slope. And that wasn't true on the problem before. But on this one, I have to be really good at finding a slope. And so to find a slope, you've done this before. You just simply go y number minus y number. So that's -1 minus -9. And then you do x number minus x number in the same order. Most of us are right to lefters, and that's going to be -9 minus 3. And then you math. -1 plus 9 is 8. -9 minus 3 is -12. And then you simplify your slope. We know with slopes that if one of the numbers is negative, that overall that means that the slope will be a negative. So it's negative, and then you reduce 8/12 down to 2/3. Okay. So once you conquer that, slay that dragon, then you say, okay, I'm going in. And if you chose the first point, then your equation would say y plus 9 equals -2/3 times x minus 3. And if you chose the second point, this one, the red one, then you would do y plus 1 equals -2/3 times x plus 9.
Well,
It's simple. So,
Mr.
yep.
So for slope, I got negative. Seconds.
Yeah, this means you're doing your x's on top and your y's on bottom. Slope is rise over run. The y minus y part has to go on top. The x minus x part has to go on bottom. I see you looking around like trying to wonder what I just said, but slope has always been and always will be the change in your vertical amount. It's called we call it a rise. So the y difference goes on top. The x difference goes on bottom. I just need you to know that that's just not something that's unique to my classroom. That's just the way it works. Slope is by definition, how much does a line change vertically for every unit of horizontal change? Okay. That is what it does.
Only